everyone. So we are starting off with a new topic, and that is ecology, and this is the first part of it. We will be dealing with the introduction and the basics of ecology in this video, and in the future videos we'll be discussing many topics of ecology in detail. So first of all, let us understand that what is ecology. So if we split the term ecology, it is made up of two terms, that is oikos plus logos. Oikos means a house or a dwelling place and logos means the study of. So in simple terms, ecology means the study of the house. The house that we are referring to is the environment. We'll understand it in the next video. So we can say that ecology, it is the study of the natural environment, including the relation between living organisms and their environment. So in simple words, we can say that if we are studying the relationship between the living organism and its environment, that is, we are studying about the ecology. So let us understand that what is environment. So in simple terms, environment means surroundings, and environment includes both the biotic and the abiotic factors. The biotic factor means the living factors. Example, prey, predators and the parasite and many others. And talking about the abiotic factors, which includes the non-living factors, involves air, temperature, water, etc. So first of all, let us discuss about the effects of the important abiotic factors. So the first one is the light or the sunlight. The light have a direct impact on the photosynthetic yields of the plant. So the photosynthetic yield means the amount of the food produced by the plants as a result of the photosynthesis. And what is photosynthesis? We have already discussed. And we have also discussed that the photosynthesis occurs in the visible range of light, that is between 400 to 700 nanometers, which is known as PAR or photosynthetically active radiations. What do we mean by this? We know that sun illuminates light, and the light that is illuminated, it is between a very wide range of wavelength. So the wavelength of light between 400 to 700 nanometers helps the plant to photosynthesize and produce food. And this food is the ultimate source of energy for all the organisms living on earth. The next abiotic factor is temperature, which also have a direct impact on the organisms. So what is temperature? We can say that the degree of hotness or the coldness of a substance means the amount by which a particular substance is hot or cold. That particular degree is known as temperature, which is defined in degree Celsius, which is the unit of temperature that is commonly used. So the temperature have effect on the climatic conditions, the growth response, the activity of organisms. In short, it have a very wide range of effect. We can understand it this way: when a plant faces very high or very low temperature, there occurs a decrease in the growth of the plant. So we can see that the increase or the decrease in the temperature is regulating the growth of the plant and hence impacting its activity. So we can say that temperature also play a very important role. So now let us discuss about the type of animals, that is according to the temperature. So we have two types of animals, that is the warm-blooded and the cold-blooded. The warm-blooded are also known as homeothermic, that is their body temperature remains constant. Homeo means same And thermic means heat. Those animals having constant body temperature are known as warm-blooded or homeothermics. Example, we have mammals, birds, etc. And these homeothermics are also known as endotherms because homeotherms can produce heat inside their body and thus their body temperature remains same. That means their body temperature remains same or constant and the external environment have no impact on these homeotherms or the warm-blooded animals. And then we have the cold-blooded animals that are also known as poikilothermics, and their body temperature varies with the external environment, and the examples are reptiles, fishes, etc. And these cold-blooded animals are also known as ectotherms because the external heat is impacting their internal body temperature, hence they are known as ectotherms. So finally, we have the levels of organization in ecology. We have individuals at the basic level, then we have the population, and finally we have the community. So first we have the individual. When there is a single organism, we call it a individual, and when there occurs a group of individuals, it is known as the population. Moving from population towards community, we have many different type of species grouped together to be called as community. And when we move from community towards ecosystem, we include both the abiotic and the biotic factors all together to define the ecosystem. And a biome consists of two or more than two ecosystems clubbed together. And at the topmost level, we have the biosphere, where all the biotic and the abiotic factors of all the ecosystems are clubbed together for the definition of the biosphere. So we can say that at the basal level we have the individual, and at the topmost level we have the biosphere in the level of organization in ecology. So with this, we are done with the basics of ecology, and from the next video onward, we would be dealing with individual topics in detail. So if you like this video, please do like, share it with your friends, and please subscribe to my channel, and I'll be coming up soon with the next video. So thank you so much for watching, and till then keep learning.